My name is Zuleyha. Episode 2, Summary. Hunka sees Zuleyha and Yilmaz hugging and realizes that the two are in love, but says nothing. The workers called her because they found her mother at the canal. Hameen falls into the water and Yilmaz, who was nearby, jumps into the water and saves her. Demir is out of town visiting his friend Sengo. He realizes that Demir is in love and asks him who the girl is, and Demir tells him about Zuleyha. Sengo encourages him to follow his feelings even though he knows very little about her. In thanks, Hunka rewards Yilmaz. At first, he doesn't want to take the money, but realizes that he would be able to get the documents he needs and accepts. In the evening, he meets Zuleyha in their secret place and shows her the money he received. She gets happy and asks him to leave because since she was hired as a housemaid, Gaffer's wife and sister are making her life unbearable. He reminds her that he's a fugitive and without new identities. They can't go anywhere and asks her to wait a little longer while he deals with the paperwork. When he returns home, Yilmaz finds Demir in his room. Demir had heard that he and his sister wanted to leave the farm and asked him what his grievances were. Yilmaz tells her that he is very satisfied with his service, but Zuleyha wants to leave because the girls in the kitchen are treating her very badly. Demir tells her to stay because he will take care of it and no one will bother them anymore. He looks around and seeing the room infested with insects asks him to move with the workers to the cottages in the village, while his room will be cleaned and disinfected. Demir tells his mother that from now on he will not allow the two brothers to be treated with contempt by any employee no matter how old they are. Hunka realizes that her son is in love with Zuleyha and sends Gaffer to Istanbul to inquire about their past. She makes him swear to secrecy no matter what he finds out about them. Yilmaz moved to the cabins with the workers, and in the evening Zuleyha went to talk with him. The neighboring family had 3 children and they all had a high fever, and Zuleyha stayed with them all night and nursed them, trying to lower their temperature. In the morning, Yilmaz goes to Adana for the documents and she stayed to take care of the family, but due to fatigue, she passed out. Hunka and Demir are having breakfast when they are informed that all the workers are sick and Zuleyha has passed out. Demir leaves in a hurry and is amazed to find the village in such a terrible state. Hunka also arrives and is shocked by the sight she sees. She did not know that Gaffer had given them less food than she had ordered him to give the workers, and the children had not been vaccinated. They were all taken to the hospital to be treated and Zuleyha was taken with them. After tests were done, Demir took Zuleyha home. On the way she felt dizzy and nauseous, and Demir had to stop the car. He was very careful with her and wanted to take her back to the hospital, but Zuleyha told him that she felt better and that it was all due to fatigue. Seeing that she was shivering from the cold, Demir gave her his coat and then they moved on. He told her that he found out she wanted to leave and asked her to stay because he wouldn't let anyone harm her. Near the farm they met Yilmaz, who was returning from Adana, and Demir took him in the car as well. Yilmaz realized that Demir had feelings for her and had become jealous. Demir realized that Gaffer was missing and Hunka told him that he had sent him on some errands to Istanbul. He told his mother that he didn't want to work with Gaffer anymore because he caused all this chaos and wanted to find another administrator. But until then he put Yilmaz in charge of food and medicine for the workers. Meanwhile, Gaffer arrives in Istanbul and learns everything about the two lovers. Yilmaz and Zuleyha meet again in their secret hideout to talk. They decided to flee the following week when they would have their identity cards. Hunka realizes that Zuleyha is pregnant. Hussein, Nasir's brother, has arrived at the farm and is looking for Yilmaz. Hunka told him to look elsewhere as he is not at the farm. After he left, Hunka saw an ad in the newspaper saying Yilmaz was wanted and burned it. Gaffer returns from Istanbul and tells Hunka everything he found out there, and she makes him swear on the Quran that he won't tell anyone their secret. Demir is going to Holland for a week. Yilmaz goes to Adana to get the bulletins and returns to the farm happily. In the evening, Hunka calls the police and reports Yilmaz.